On this episode of the Procedurally Generated Show, we're joined by special guest Luigi's apartment, Tony has a midlife crisis, and Ethan hunts monsters. Well, howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Procedurally Generated Show. I'm your host, Tony, and joining me this week, I've got Ethan.
Hey.
What's up?
I got a cat.
You got a cat? That's better than what I got.
I don't know. It's like I should probably take her back to her mother right now is what I'm thinking.
She'll get used to you, and she'll quiet down.
Eventually, yeah.
You got those, those first few days, they're always going to be a little noisy.
Yeah, so if you hear any crying from a kitten, it's what it is.
It's Peach, and she's welcome here. So, but yeah, that's way
so
better.
We have two special guests this episode, I guess.
We have two special
both Mario
guests,
related.
So, also true. We have Peach, and joining us, speedrunner extraordinaire.
No.
Luigi's
Major
apartment.
speedrunning fan extraordinaire.
There
Yes,
you go.
hi.
There we go.
There you go.
Luigi's
How's it going,
apartment.
sir?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Fantastic. I bought not a PlayStation. I bought an Xbox this weekend.
Yes, you did.
So I have upgraded my Xbox Series S to what will be, as soon as it comes in the mail, an Xbox. Or no, sorry, my Xbox One S. I have upgraded that to an Xbox Series X.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Do you feel better or like different in any way?
Once I can actually play Flight Simulator, I might feel a little bit different.
See, that's okay. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
I was surprised at how much I dorked out when that got announced at E3. And we did like a co-stream with me and one of my hosts from my Zelda show, which is Chat of the Wild. Hi. Where I saw the plane and I'm like, Flight Simulator? I called it immediately. Yeah. It was like, oh, thank you. Thank you. I didn't know how much I wanted this.
Yeah, I have played a little bit of it because I do a lot of cloud gaming, and I had for a while Shadow PC, which is just a PC in the cloud, and it would let me play fairly high-end games. So I played Flight Simulator on that for a little while, but then I got rid of that, and it doesn't. Apparently, there's a problem where if you have changed your controls in any way, and you then try to go to the cloud streaming version, it just doesn't work, and there's no way to fix that. So,
that seems like an error.
One thing that the developer said you could do would be to go to wherever you originally installed it and delete your controller profile. Well, I didn't have access to the PC to do that anymore, so I have been unable to play Flight Simulator, but that is going to be the first thing I download and the first thing I play when I get a Series X and have it installed on the system.
That is just a really weird, awful story. I'm so sorry.
So, yeah.
That's an awful way to fix that. So,
yeah,
I don't
and
know.
they said they were going to fix it, but it has never been fixed as far as I am aware. Because I can get to the menu, but I can't control the menus with a controller. And because you can't use keyboard and mouse on cloud streaming yet, that's coming, thankfully.
Okay.
Should be in the next couple of months. You'll be able to play with mouse and keyboard on any games that support mouse and keyboard controls.
Well, it's high time that everyone have access to mouse and keyboard controls.
I agree.
That's my message of the day.
Well, enough about Flight Simulator. We could talk about Peach a little more if you really want, but I think people
Hi,
are
Peach.
here to listen to us talk about some games. And since you are the guest Have you been playing anything in the last little bit that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I think I'm finally ready to really be mad at Pikmin Bloom.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm a big Pikmin fan. I I used to play Pokemon Go like everyone did, but I would try and do it when I would walk my dog. And there's so much crap that that just gets in your way. Like if you're trying to catch a Pokemon, you don't get like steps or credit for walking a distance. And so it was like kind of counterintuitive for like a dog walking friend game.
Yeah.
And whenever I eventually fell off that years ago, but I picked Pikmin Bloom up because I was playing a lot of Pikmin at the time last fall, and it's perfect for walking my dog. But they don't seem to want me to play it anymore.
Really?
The whole thing. So the whole thing about it, it's a pedometer game.
Oh, I thought you meant the dog didn't want you playing it anymore.
No. The dog is fine. The dog actually likes it because it incentivizes me to take her on longer and longer walks. So it was pretty nice as a companion for that. But the game itself has gotten to a point where like they're taking stuff away. So here's the general loop of it. You start out with like only a few Pikmin in your party. You can plant flowers with them. And the reason you want to plant flowers with them is when you go places and then leave those places, there are goodies to be found there. And they will walk in real time across your town to go pick up those goodies. And those goodies can be fruit or more little planters for Pikmin. And you walk, a certain amount of steps and those Pikmin will sprout. And I have long since filled up my party and my storage bank, I guess, as it were, of Pikmin. So the only real reason to get new ones are that you can find like decorations on them if you find them at the right spot, which leads to you passing the airport that is, on your way to work and then looking down at your phone and going, now. And you find a guy there, and then he a couple of weeks later, he's running around with like a little plane costume on, and it's adorable, and it just makes me want to keep playing the game because I love Pikmin so damn much. But you get nectar from fruit, and that is what you use to like increase your when you plant flowers with the nectar. You can feed it to the Pikmin, they grow flowers, you pick those flowers can then be planted as you walk around. And that increases the percentage of steps towards your planters. I don't care about that anymore. The only reason I was planting flowers was because I needed to level up. So the thing that they have big flowers like gyms, and then they have Pokestops, which are mushrooms. And you want to beat the mushrooms up because you get special flowers.
And because they're mushrooms.
And because they're mushrooms, they were looking at me and I didn't like it. And so I sent my Pikmin out after it. And yeah, your Pikmin can't really die in this game. There are no enemies to fight. But the mushrooms would always give you delicious roses and cool flowers and other things to like want to plant around the apartment complex, Yeah. And that no longer is the case for the mushrooms. They don't. You rarely will get like special flowers from them. I have hit a level point where I am no longer getting more guys in my party, which means I can't just send them out to beat up. Because the more guys you have in a party, the more guys you can send out to a mushroom, the better you will do, and the more nectar you get from it.
Yeah.
And that feeds the gameplay loop. But now I only really needed it to just get cool Pikmin and to get cool flower petals. And I am not really getting cool Pikmin, and I'm not really getting cool flower petals from it anymore. They've just kind of taken all of that away. And I don't get to level up. Like, I get nothing for leveling up anymore. And so it's kind of like I've hit a point where I don't think you want me to play this game anymore, Niantic. I don't know. I'm sorry. I went on a very long rant about that.
Are there any plans for updates or anything to add more stuff, more reasons to want to play the game?
See, like the nectar was a recent update.
Oh,
Like, yeah, they're adding they're adding in improvements to like how the interface of the game, at least. They're making things easier to see your Pikmin. They definitely still have not made it easier to switch out whole teams of Pikmin for, because when you walk around enough during the day, they eventually will all get the little flower bulbs on their head.
Yeah.
And those give double the flowers, double the petals for your nectar. So you want to like have a way to quickly switch out entire rounds of guys with buds, but there's no way to do that. It's annoying to switch them all out. And so yeah, I think I'm done with it.
okay.
That's a fair thing to say about that game.
It just kind of it kind of seems like I don't know. Yeah.
Do you think it would be
I don't know
something that would make the game better if they added some of like that, not necessarily, combat, but some of those types of things from the game where you're going and you're fighting some of the bigger like monsters and things, or is that completely the opposite of sort of what the game is about?
I mean, I feel like there's like a Pokemon type of revive system you could have with that, because I think it would be kind of fun to send them against something that could fight back, maybe. But I would then have to. The nice thing is that the mushrooms are accessible from way farther away than Pokestops are. So I live near a couple of mushrooms, so I can just from my apartment knock out some. If I'm like, ooh, a blue mushroom, I want blue stuff. But now I don't really even care because I'm just going to get regular blue stuff, and I have plenty of regular blue stuff.
What about purple stuff?
See, purple stuff just gives you blue stuff, unless
Really?
there's a purple flower that month. Like, I can't think of what type of flower. I've learned a lot about different kinds of flowers playing this game too. But
I was going for a Sunny D joke, but I didn't know there was actually purple stuff.
there is absolutely purple stuff in here. I caught the Sunny D. But yeah, as far as other, like I'm almost done with Spider-Man 2018. I've gotten to the point where like things are really bad.
Yeah.
And it's rough. It's rough playing around that city because you're just constantly being attacked.
Yeah. But it's never a dull moment.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Everyone's yelling at me to try and help with everything now, and I'm just like, I'm dying.
Help me, Spider-Man.
Constantly dying.
Yeah,
it's really rough. I love that game though.
Yeah, I went out of my way getting the platinum trophy, and that I had such a fun time with that.
I kind of want to do that. I've been really considering it.
Yeah.
It's really not hard to do. It's just you just do it. It's kind of fun.
I just got
Right now, it would be
PlayStation
tough.
Plus today, and Miles Morales is on there, and I'm thinking I might. Now that I have Plus for a month, I might just play through Miles Morales.
That's what did it for me. Was when the service went live, I was like, I should look at what's going on. And yeah, I saw that Spider-Man 2018 was on there. All right, we're playing it. Miles Morales was on there. Yep, I'm in. I've been waiting to play this game.
Yeah, I have too. And I've not, made the jump and bought any of the Spider-Man games, but now I have no reason not to.
It's fantastic.
I had a bit of a hard time going back to Spider-Man after playing Miles Morales, just because it's like, oh, I don't have my stealth abilities anymore. I don't have my shock abilities. It's like all these cool things, but you make up for it with all the gadgets you have instead.
It's just, I can't wait to get to Miles Morales. That's what I'm pushing through this one, because I found out that the New Game Plus wasn't very New Game Plus-y, so just like,
No,
okay,
it's do the DLC levels instead. And I think it's one of those where you have to turn down the difficulty because it scales or something.
Oh,
from what you did. That might have been like an original release thing, or maybe I just messed up and went into it on a super hard mode. But apparently, I beat one of them on the hardest mode unintentionally. It's like, why is this so difficult?
Why does this suck so much? Oh, that dip switch got thrown. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've yelled enough into the void.
Does it? I'm assuming you're playing the remaster, right? Or whatever the PS5 version.
Is that if that was an option, I definitely picked it.
Okay. Do you know if you're able to like be on a ceiling and like lower yourself by the webs?
I can do that.
Okay. I don't know if that was part of the original game or not anymore. But that's like what I enjoy doing that so much is Miles. I'm just throwing that out there.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, see, because I haven't used it very much because being on the walls is sometimes kind of awkward. And so I'm not in many situations where I find myself on a ceiling. But you can just quickly zip up to a ceiling, so I should try doing that more often.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's the way I played the game was like trying to go for 100% stealth on there is my goal. Everything I play really, and it's like, okay, I need to take these guys out quietly as possible without getting seen. It's just
I hate it when I fail stealth stuff. I agree. I like trying to do that too.
All right, time to save scum.
Sometimes they have objectives that you can't stealth your way through. Like, come on, throw 20 things at guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, fine.
Or get 100-hit combo, and you only have guys that you can't combo into very well.
I haven't gotten a 100-hit combo before.
I think they had some weird combo things out there. What's that? The Twitch streamer on there. What's her name?
Oh yeah,
she is so annoying in like later.
I forgot about her. I've only done like one of those.
Yeah, she's not fun. She is not fun.
No, I'm a big fan of Arkham Asylum, and the combat is just, that
was pretty good. Yeah,
those Batman games are amazing.
Yeah, he did so well with the spider sense.
Yeah, it's true. And I think I think this is better than it's a better Arkham City than Arkham City. So
it'll be interesting to see how they translate this sort of. I know they didn't do Batman, but they took that combat sort of from Batman and improved it in Spider-Man. It'll be interesting to see how they then take that and translate that over into like a Wolverine game.
Yeah. Ooh. It'll be a lot of buying like combo moves and stuff. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, because for a while there, people were really taking that Arkham Asylum combat and running with it. Yeah. Like it influenced a lot of different games
for good reason.
Yes, absolutely. I played that in a demo stand in Target one day and was like, this is the thing right here. We all need to be playing this. But it's been a while, so I was like, oh, the people have done that before, but this is like a really good version of that. I'm really into it. It also doesn't punish you for like missing, like Arkham Asylum does.
That's good.
Like your combo will take a hit if you miss.
Yeah.
So I think this one's like your combo takes a hit if you get hit.
Yeah, that's it. You can just keep dodging forever and punch from time to time, and your combo won't go anywhere. So it's nice for that. I like it. I like that game a lot. I can't wait to play Miles.
All right. Was that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I've played a lot of Okami, but
that's a good game too.
Yeah, it's pretty chill.
Have you played Okami Den?
No, and my co-host has pitched our patrons because this is for Chat of the Wild. I've been playing Okami.
Okay.
And it's our Zelda-like season, so they pick our Zelda-like games, and so he's like, I'm thinking about trying to like, push for that for them to vote for the sequel, and I'm like, man, I don't know, is it as long as this game? Because we're we've added it's already going to be our longest season before we started adding episodes to it, because it's man, this is taking forever. So I really like the game. It is super chill. It's like mostly an adventure game with some like action stuff thrown in, and I'm okay with that. I kind of like it.
Yeah. Well, all right. So
I wish Ethan would shut up, but that's about it.
What about you, Ethan? What have you been playing?
I played a little bit of Monster Hunter. I don't know which day it was at this point. Pretty sure it was this week. Just still going through the Sunbreak expansion on Monster Hunter Rise. Stuart apparently finished something important on there. And so, like, I guess he's going to carry me and Jason through the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
I should see if Zuli, how far she got on there. I need to play that with her again. She's great.
That's a big sandwich. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm curious what the context is now.
There's an ad on YouTube before the video.
Yeah,
I'm
not watching Tony.
I'm gonna have to edit that for the full show because I don't.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Tony, we need to get you an ad blocker, man.
I should have one, but I don't think about it. I could just get YouTube Premium and that would solve the problem. But
I guess I did eat a sandwich this week, so it's fine. You leave it in there, right?
We're not sponsored by Arby's.
No, it wasn't Arby's. Never mind. Cut it.
Well, Peach is, but we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is just crying behind me somewhere.
It's an Arby's commercial that we can't understand.
So yeah, Monster Hunter Rise, Sunbreak, just kind of working my way slowly through that.
Okay.
Kind of what I do with the Monster Hunter stuff. Just wait for Stuart to say, "Hey, let's play this." All right.
Well, if I have to.
But it is enjoyable. I mean, I'm still doing Great Sword, which is like your heavy hitting sword, but slow as it can be. So 95% of the shots you take, you're gonna miss. But that 5%, you're gonna do a lot of damage.
I like being able to have both in games that let you do that, and I feel like claustrophobic when I have a weapon that's too slow if I don't have something to switch to that's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice to be able to like switch to a smaller, quick action thing, but it's like, no, I got this huge slab of metal with a stick.
See, I think the problem is they're the weapon that you could switch to that's like super quick and all that, they already have in there, and that's one of the weapon classes that you can choose.
Right.
So
you can't be both.
Yeah.
Although I did watch the SGDQ run where the guy was using I think it was Charge Blade, and it's like it's like using the Great Sword but fast. So I'm kind of interested in that now. So I might switch up what I'm doing.
So now, Rise is the
Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
the Switch one, yeah.
And it's also on Steam.
The turn-based one is different, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Monster Hunter Stories.
Stories, okay.
Yeah, I think the first one came out on iOS and 3DS.
Yes.
Okay.
And I did a review of it. It was enjoyable. But the new one, I got it. I just haven't really played it other than getting the amiibo access. I just, at the time, I didn't feel like an RPG, a Pokemon RPG with rock, paper, scissors mechanics.
Yeah.
So yeah, just kind of working through Monster Hunter, doing the stuff that you do in there. You hunt the monsters and carve them up or catch them and get more stuff, whatever. But this week was Prime Week with Amazon. I bought some stuff.
Okay.
One of the things I bought was very important. Yeah, usually it's not. I bought a battery for my Wii U gamepad.
Oh, like a replacement?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's like I knew these were a thing, and somehow they ended up on I think it was the Lightning deals or something at some point randomly. I was like, that's weird. I might as well grab it.
Okay. I should
And
probably do that.
like last time I had looked, it was like Nintendo just stopped selling those themselves a month before that, and then it's like, oh, whatever. I'll just finish Twilight Princess and call it good. But it's like I never went and played Wind Waker HD, and so it's like the battery life would be nice to not be, or it'd be nice to play it without being constantly plugged into a power source.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the battery, and it's amazing how there was forethought in the battery slot on there too. Where like the one they put in there looks like the default one's like a small, half the size of the slot thing goes in horizontally. If this other one, it goes in vertically, covers up the entire slot. So it's like, all right,
okay.
This better be a better battery.
Yeah.
It's like twice the size here.
Yeah, this better work real well. I wondered, because I've heard of that thing losing distance, or like, you have to get closer and closer as time goes on. But I wonder if that was a battery issue. I've seen people say weird ways to fix that. But maybe your battery's just low.
That's weird. I've never had any like proximity issues.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't found either.
I've heard of people doing that.
But I've also had I've had my Wii U since launch, so
yeah.
I'm pretty sure the battery was partially worn out.
There you go.
I mean, eventually, that's what I'm thinking. I should probably pick one of those up because eventually I'll need it, because I have a very high opinion of the Wii U, so I want to hang on to it.
It's a pretty good system, despite all the problems it had.
I mean, most of them were hubris, but most of those problems. So I think it's a. There are certain games on that system that I don't want to play on other systems. They work best there.
Like Zombie U.
Yes, of course. How could anyone forget? That game's good.
I'm not going back to that game.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not going to go back to it. But there are other systems. Like I think it's on the.
It's on PlayStation.
Yeah, it's on that Ubisoft.
Yeah, it's just called Zombie with an I.
Right. Yeah, because everyone was like, "This game's really good, but it's on your Wii U. So can we get this elsewhere?"
It's an enjoyable game, really. It's just whenever you start getting like the ghost zombies and the other weird stuff out there, it's like, what is going on now?
Yeah, it was pretty similar to what we played tonight, almost, except without the going back and killing your zombie to get your gear back. But run-based game like that. It's pretty good. And I refuse to make courses in Mario Maker 2. I just do not like it. And Mario Maker 1 was just so good about that. Where
that touchpad, man.
And you could pass it around the room, and everyone could see the game on the TV. And yeah, it was just it was more of a party game to make a course in Mario Maker 1. And so we would do that a lot. Just wake up the next morning hungover and be like, all right, what did we make? Let's try it out.
I haven't made a level in Mario Maker in a while.
Yeah, I haven't either. I haven't touched any of that stuff in a long time.
I played the story mode on Mario Maker 2 and called it quits.
It was fun. I did like that.
Yeah, just kind of like a nice tutorial on how to do stuff, and then just have objectives.
I used to just there's a thing you can get and put on your stream deck or whatever. What's it called? Warp pipe. But basically it just allows people to get into your chat and drop a level code in a queue that will rank them by who put them in, and you can just see the whole list and get past people or say you beat it or lost to it or whatever. But yeah, I used to stream and just like my thing was just called "Queues Open, drop in your codes." Like, I'll play whatever you got. It's a lot of fun.
Interesting. Yeah, I've not touched any of that stuff. It's one of those things that I set out to make a level, and then I'm like, okay, I've got these great ideas, and then I get about 15 minutes, and I'm like, I'm bored. I don't want to do this anymore.
That's when it's good to have a friend to pass it to.
Yeah, I don't see how
Always
some of these guys do that. Just like I watched, I think it was Barb trying to make a level today,
Yeah.
and he just, I think he got frustrated and quit making it.
I had someone actually, they were making a level with their chat, and then they went out and found a streamer, and the one they found was me, and they're like, will you test out my, like, it was a single screen puzzle. His name's Fishy. He's a cool dude. He's from Slovenia, I think. But yeah, it was like this weird puzzle, and it was using the kind of like crazy glitch tech that is like in the meta that like I don't know about. Like,
Right.
I always say I know Tezuka tech. That's the extent of my like Kaizo knowledge. I can maybe.
I don't even know what that word means.
Oh, Kaizo runs.
No.
Kaizo?
The tech thing you said.
Oh, Takeshi Tezuka.
Yeah.
Tezuka-san, who is like the real designer on all the Mario games.
Oh, that.
Or
That.
old
Okay.
Mario
Basic Mario skills. Okay.
Yeah, like I got Tezuka tech down, but
I was thinking there was like something I've never heard of. Like it's just
no.
jump through a single
Like, what,
block thing
Kaizo?
somehow.
Like, no. Everybody knows Kaizo. Sorry. No, yeah. So I don't know a lot of the like the weird meta stuff that's hidden in those levels. So I was playing that level for like a good 2-3 hours. As they were finally like, you can break this thing like this, and they were just eventually like doling out little hints to me. I was like, oh, cool. All right, because I did not get it at all.
All right. Well, is that it for you, Ethan?
Sorry.
No, that is perfectly fine. Nothing to apologize for.
No,
I mean,
yeah, we're good.
Getting off the rails onto something interesting is always welcome.
Oh yeah.
Or just getting off the rails really is.
Yeah. The second I in Wii U stands for interesting.
What does the first one stand for?
Intolerable.
There you go. That makes perfect sense. The Wii U is both intolerable and interesting.
Well, at least intolerable to devs.
That's true. That's true.
Tony, what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? I've been playing Midlife Crisis, the game, basically. is what it is. I've been playing all the simulators, except for Flight Simulator, unfortunately.
Right.
But
House
Flipper, Lawnmower Simulator, Power Washing Simulator, I put some time into this week, and of those, House Flipper is by far the best of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is this on? House Flipper Simulator?
Flipper, it's on everything at this point. It was originally a PC game, but it's on everything. I think it's even on Switch. So it's really good though. Like it is. That one is one where you get jobs and you have to go in and remodel houses basically. So sometimes you have to take out walls, or they just want you to paint the walls, or
you got to open the space up.
Just clean up the house because a squatter has been living there for months and has left trash everywhere, and so they want you to.
Of course.
Yeah, like one of the first ones you get on there is like, I'm breaking up with my boyfriend. He trashed the place. Clean it up.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It's like, oh, okay.
Well.
So it's basically, HGTV the game is what it is.
Yeah. Like what's the I don't know, the art style on this game?
It's
like really shiny and pristine, or
everything has that sort of, early 3D modeled, everything is made out of plastic look.
Yeah.
It's not a very highly detailed game. It looks like it's running on like an old Source engine or something. So
okay, man. I mean, let's not like dig too hard into Source Engine here. Okay,
well,
that's
no,
pretty good engine.
But I'm talking like early Half-Life style.
Let's just slow down, everybody. All right, let's not get too crazy here.
I mean, the Source Engine is great. So, like Portal 2 running on the Switch is a beautiful game. But it is that sort of visual style, that 3D model type of stuff. But it's really good, and it's really that is a very relaxing game for me. Just getting in and painting some walls, or taking a sledgehammer and tearing a wall down, and just continuing to do that over and over again. I played.
Oh, you have a little paint gun here. I see it.
Put some time in. You're saying Power Washing Simulator on the thing, and this is the one that I wanted to really like, and I think this one is the worst of them. I think it is the one that I think on Twitter I said it's just a practice in tedium.
Yeah. So that's what this is.
Yeah, this is Power Washing Simulator.
Yeah, this one has some frustrations that come with it.
Like it on paper, it seems like it is the perfect sort of just chill out, forget about everything that's going on in your day, and just clean things with a power washer.
You think this would be zen as hell?
The movement isn't super, like the way the controls work isn't super precise. I mean, it's not bad. I've been playing with a controller, and I think maybe if I was using a mouse and keyboard, it would be a little better. But one of the things that's really bad about it is that if you miss the tiniest speck of dirt, you don't get credit for finishing that section of something.
So it's like anytime you try and make a transparent PNG and you miss like one pixel, and you're just like,
yeah, exactly, and it stands out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Luckily with this one, it does give you the ability. It's if you just hit a button, it'll show you where all the dirt is, so it's not like you have to go and then try to find it. It'll highlight it in bright orange, but it's frustrating to have to. You think you've got everything done, and then it hasn't done that little blue flash to tell you that it's clean, and you're like, where is this dirt? What is going on? And part of
does your water run out?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
You do have soaps, and they will, or various types of liquids to use.
You know, grimes.
Yeah.
You know,
like a metal cleaner, wood cleaner, so forth.
Yeah. One of the other things, though, that's really bad about it is that some of the levels are just ridiculously long. Like the second level I played took over half an hour of power washing because you had to power wash somebody's entire backyard.
Yeah.
Because they're like,
and people, there are people doing speed runs of this game.
I bet.
A very specific Metroid speedrunner was running this game for a while.
Oh, really? See, like, you know, this, it looks like it just doesn't have the charm of, like, you know, the Viscera cleanup game where that you could, like, totally mess yourself up by not refilling or, you know, rinsing your mop, or, you know, regularly and stuff. And it, you know, kind of leads to hilarity. This just looks like, no, move on. No, move on to the next one. Okay. Oh, you missed a spot.
Yeah. So
there you go.
It's one of those games I really wanted to like, but I don't think will be one that I go back to very often like I do with, you know, I can just get into House Flipper and 15 or 20 minutes and I'm done with whatever I'm needing to do for an entire house. And it's the objectives in that are really easy to see. It gives you a percentage meter that is very clearly marked, like you have done 50% of these walls, and every section is a very precise number of that. So you know, okay, I'm 50% done. I've got 14 sections of wall left to paint, and it's very easy to keep track of everything in that.
And like with House Flipper, a lot of the stuff they'll ask you to do is like, hey, we need a bed for this room, and then maybe a nightstand or something. And then you spend like maybe 10 minutes like, okay, do I want the bed here? What kind of bed do I want? And it doesn't matter, but you're probably going to do it anyway.
As long as it's in the room, that's all that matters. But you're like, I've got to find the perfect place for this. And so you get to
OCD sits in.
You get to flex those creative muscles a little bit, where you don't get to do that with something like Power Washing Simulator.
Yeah. The Happy Home Designer feel.
Exactly. I have compared it to Happy Home Designer, like a real world version of Happy Home Designer.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's what I've been playing all week is just
What it,
various simulators.
what is lawn mowing simulator?
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Okay.
You go in.
My mind is drawn to the groundskeepers in Roller Coaster Tycoon that are just out there mowing forever. But
yeah, you take contracts to mow people's yards, and
Right.
you have weed eaters, you have riding lawnmowers, and you just go in and you mow the grass.
There's DLC where you can mow Jurassic Park.
Oh, cool. Are the
It's
dinosaurs
mostly
like
it's
out there?
educational. That's all it is.
Oh,
So
no.
it's not as cool as you would hope.
And I saw today, I was looking at something on the Xbox store. House Flipper has DLC called Garden Flipper, where you get to decorate
Ooh.
and design like outdoor gardens. So I
That's
might
some-
I might be able to
I've
get
done
my
that
wife
as
in on
well.
that one.
Some like PBS Create stuff right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
It gets a lot better when they give you the flamethrower on there.
Oh, dude. I want to burn down someone's deck.
I think it was. I think
I messed up.
the flamethrower was part of the apocalypse update that they gave, but you get to do it with part of the gardening stuff. So it's like, man, I've been using the lawnmower. This thing just obliterates everything with instead. So it's like, give me the flamethrower every time, please.
So yeah, but that's it for me. How about we take a quick break here, and then we will come back and we'll talk about some news.
All right.
And
All right.
first up in the news this week, one of the things that I think Nintendo should do more often is take these games that they give you free trials of on Switch
Mhm.
Online and just make them part of Switch Online.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just put out or just announced that MLB The Show 22 is free for Switch Online players this week. So, if you're curious at all about how MLB The Show plays on the Switch, you can download it for free, check it out for a week, and probably get your fill of baseball.
Is that the one with my boy on the cover?
Uh,
I'm sorry. I'm a Padres fan.
I don't know who's on the cover of this one, actually. I thought it
it's
was
Tatis Jr..
one of the Phillies.
Okay. Okay.
No, it's Shohei Ohtani. Sorry.
Oh yeah, never mind. That was the one with the rad cover, animated cover.
Yeah, so I've downloaded it and played around with it for a little bit. It's really good on the Switch. Like, it's obviously not the same graphically as like the Xbox and the PlayStation, but if you want baseball on a handheld, it is a very good baseball game. It plays really nicely. It has most of the same features. I think it's feature complete with like the Xbox One and PS4 versions of the game.
Okay.
Not the Series X. It does not have like the field creator and any of that stuff. So
You can't decide how you want the grass to be mowed.
exactly, you can't do that. But it plays really well. I have played around. I think I've done about 24 games now at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't played a baseball sim game in a very long time. Occasionally I go back. I'm not a big sim sports player, but
Yeah.
occasionally I get the itch. I played a bunch of FIFA a few months back because I hadn't played. I don't have like roommates anymore, so that was when I would play like Madden or FIFA or a baseball game. Was when like roommates would get into it.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty
okay,
much
I'll
the
play
only
some
one
of
of those that I play is the NHL ones every year.
Yep, I haven't. My brother gave me that. I don't know, maybe it was like 20 NHL 20. Played that for a little while. That was fun. I like that game.
Yeah, I do pick up the baseball games usually about a year after, but since the last couple have been on Game Pass, I've gone ahead and played a little bit of them. And I play them for about a week, and then I realize I'm really bad at hitting and stop playing.
The thing is, I don't much care for sim baseball games, and I my very favorite baseball game of all time is the Ken Griffey Jr. 64 games, specifically the 64 games.
Okay.
I love them, and I have played many hours of them over most of those hours in my 20s with a friend, like a roommate, and we would just play World Series after World Series against each other.
Yeah.
And I had a long, entire full 162 game season running for a while, and
Those are hard to
eventually,
do.
yeah, like after 3 years, it was like, you've made the playoffs. I was like, oh, hey, we're here. We finally made it.
See, that was my baseball thing back in like my teen years. In the mid '90s, I would play Tony La Russa baseball on the PC. And that allowed you.
I've never met another person who's played Tony La Russa baseball.
Loved the Tony La Russa baseball games, and they would let you create your own leagues and your own teams. And
yeah,
I had notebooks full of stats that I was keeping for my team.
Oh, dude,
because I wanted to keep track of everything that they were doing.
Yeah, mood. I've been there.
So
my buddy had Tony La Russa on PC, and played a lot of that somehow. I don't know why.
Yep, Tony La Russa and the hardball games on PC that was my stuff back in the mid '90s. So, but they're much nicer games, like visually and presentation wise and all of that stuff now. And that's one of the things. But getting back to the
pitching in sim baseball games.
See, the pitching I don't have a problem with. It's the hitting that I can't keep up with. I strike out.
Hitting sucks too.
At least once a game, and so my players for a full 162 game season would have close to 200 strikeouts.
Yeah.
But somehow their batting average would still be over 300.
Oh, see, yeah, that makes sense. You know, swing, you fail as much as you succeed, I guess.
So, but that's one of the things. Getting back to the Switch stuff, that's one of the things that I think Nintendo needs to do. Sony's doing it, Microsoft is doing it. I think it would benefit Nintendo if they would put more stuff like that on Switch Online.
It really would.
Some of their things like the Mario sports games or Captain Toad or those games that have an audience but could have a bigger audience if people got a chance to play them.
Yeah.
Well, what we're really all hoping for is that when the Wii U and 3DS shops finally close for real and not for play, something like that. Once there's no longer a way for you to give them money for those games, they might bring them to another way for you to give them money. But they're also very bad at doing that.
They're very bad at doing that.
Nintendo really sucks at that. So I'm right there with you, though.
So
I don't play a lot of the free week game because I forget about them.
Yeah. And part of the problem is I'd play it for a week. I'd get about a third or a half of the way through it, and I'd be like, I really want to play this, but I don't have the money to buy it right now. And when I would have the money to get around to it, I'd be like, I'd have to start over because it's been so long. And but it would benefit them from giving people those games that maybe you want to play Captain Toad, but you don't want to spend $60 on Captain Toad. And now that game's not selling anymore, put it out there, and people may be interested in playing that, getting a sequel to it, or buying some DLC.
I mean, we don't even get the Million Sellers Club or the Player's Choice games from them anymore.
We haven't.
It's been years
Nintendo
since
Selects
that was a thing.
Hasn't been a thing for a while.
It's a shame because that was always really nice.
Did they have any Nintendo Selects for the Wii U?
I don't think so.
Or did that stop with the Wii?
The 3DS, I don't believe, had it either.
The 3DS had some. I know they did because Ocarina of Time became a Nintendo Select.
The Wii U had a couple.
Did it?
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely Mario 3D World. Captain Toad, and I can't tell what the other ones are. Pikmin 3.
Yeah, I used to remember those because you could see
Well, that's
those
a
on
good
the
game.
shelves because they had the red border around the box art.
Right. I mean, even the DS took forever to implement that. If it did, I assume it did, because you could still find copies of Mario 64 times 4 for full price years later.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Let's get it together.
So
They seem to do better at consumer facing when they're doing poorly.
yes, Nintendo
which
is much better when they're behind the 8-ball.
Yeah, which sucks, but we'll always get good games from them. But they pull out those like classic mini consoles when they're doing bad, and then when the Switch takes off, they don't need to do that as much, and they can commit more lines to making Switches than making those things.
Yep, exactly.
So
earlier this year, I think it was earlier this year, Sony, not long after the Microsoft announcement of Activision, Sony announced that they were buying Bungie.
Yep.
And that deal, as of...
Hey guys, we can make moves too.
I think as of Thursday was finalized, and Bungie is now a Sony first-party studio for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
So...
Which there aren't many of those, and they've only really recently started outright having a lot of long-time, exclusive devs become actual first-party devs.
Yeah. But for some reason, at the same time, close all their ones that are Japan-focused, which is very confusing.
Bad.
Hooray.
So, because that means
Yeah,
we're not going to get NAC
When
3.
you close the dev.
And I want NAC 3.
Yeah, but now we can get like more Destiny on Sony.
That's true. And of course, the big joke has been, now that Sony owns Bungie, we can get Halo on the PlayStation finally.
Right.
But that's not really how that works, unfortunately.
No.
So,
but it's funny to say.
it is funny to say, but it is weird that now Sony owns the creator of one of Microsoft's biggest franchises, and Microsoft now owns one of Sony's biggest. So,
do they still have the rights to Marathon?
I believe
I
Bungie
assume
still
they
does
do.
have the rights to that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Microsoft only got
that.
Halo.
Release those.
Yeah.
Do something with that, Sony. Come on.
Bring back Marathon. Yeah, there we go.
I'd be in for that.
I never played that, so I don't know anything about Marathon other than it was like a Mac exclusive.
It's a Doom with a rich story, which played out on, screens, kind of like a Fallout.
Yeah.
But
It was a little tough to play though.
yeah, it's it kind of Half-Life kind of stepped in its footprints in a way, but also
The
made its
barrier
own
to
way.
entry was get good, get quick,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or get good, get just get good.
So yeah, but yep, Bungie is.
I haven't
now
played a lot
officially-
of Destiny.
I'm curious to see what this is going to mean for the future of Destiny, because they're going to keep it multi-platform. It's not going Sony exclusive.
That's what they're saying.
That is, yeah. Like if they ever get around to Destiny 3, that will probably end up being Sony exclusive.
Mm-hmm. But they've had no problem funding things and making them exclusive before, so
Yeah. So, and Destiny 2 still has a long life. At least a couple more years worth of stuff that they've got planned out.
Yeah, I
So-
think we're just on year 4 right now. So
Yeah, it's not going anywhere anytime soon, but it will be interesting to see if they do get another team and work on something besides Destiny that will be a PlayStation exclusive title, and what that will look like.
Halo 7.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. They'll figure out a way to make Halo on the PlayStation if they can. And people will probably like it more because it's being developed by Bungie and not 343.
Yeah. Sorry, 343.
Man,
you had a good
haven't,
run.
I haven't played the new one.
Halo
I should.
Infinite's campaign is really good.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that co-op to get implemented.
Well,
So are we.
if you're an Xbox Insider, you could play it this week, but because the co-op
Fancy schmancy.
fire test or whatever they call it is live this week for Halo Insiders, but it's middle of August is when they're, I think, planning for that co-op.
Okay.
Because we've been waiting for it because we want to play that campaign co-op together.
Yeah, that's what I'm there for. I'm when it comes to Halo, I'm there for the campaign and Halo 1 multiplayer.
Do we know if they fixed that campaign where you can go back and play various missions now or not?
Oh, you didn't do that before?
Are you talking Infinite?
Yeah.
With the test they're doing, you are able to go in and choose to just replay missions. So that's not implemented in the game fully yet, but when the co-op campaign goes live, that's probably when that will happen.
Okay.
That's wild.
So, yeah, you can't replay missions right now. So
what?
If you miss something, you have to replay the whole campaign over again.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
The things that were making Halo.
Come on, man. I know you had to get the game out, but come on.
Had no co-op at launch, and you play through the campaign, and then it's like if you want to redo anything, it's like start over from the very beginning.
Yep.
Oh man, that's rough.
Yeah,
that's really rough.
And you have abilities that you build up on here by finding things to level them up with.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, so it was a very tedious process if you missed something and you wanted to get that full completion. Because
there's
about Alundra earlier, so yeah, I know how that is.
Yeah, there's some skulls you cannot go back to get.
Oh, yeah, that's an oversight.
That it most definitely is an oversight.
That's what I think of when I think of Halo campaigns. Just being able to pick missions.
Yeah, and just jumping in and getting, really good at those missions and then going looking for all the stuff that you wanted to find. So, but hopefully in August that will be a part of the game again. So
that'd be nice. I'll play it.
Wordle?
No,
I played it once. It was fine.
That is an everyday thing for me. And someone on Twitter today just introduced me to a video game screenshot version of it. And so I'm going to get sucked into that, where you have 6 screenshots to try to guess what the game is. And
that'd be fun.
So.
See, there's a bunch of dumb little offshoots of that are, like concentrated on like a single kind of interest out there for like everyone's interest. So like, there's the music one. And
I play
I assume there's a video game music one, but I don't know.
Hurdle is the music one, and that's one of the ones that I play every day.
That one just got bought, right?
I don't know, actually.
I think Spotify just swooped them up.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the New York Times has decided that playing Wordle on your phone just isn't good enough, because they have announced that there will be a board game version of Wordle coming out. So
I'm sure this wasn't their idea. I'm sure
this is a Hasbro thing.
Hasbro.
They are teaming up, partnering up with Hasbro to make Wordle the game. So
someone at Hasbro is obsessed with Wordle and found a way to make a physical version.
Yeah. So the way it looks like is one person comes up with a word, a 5-letter word, and all the other people are trying to guess it. And after everybody makes their guesses, the person who made the word will go around and put the little yellow and green tiles on their boards, telling you which words you have or letters you have in the right spots. And whoever guesses it first would get the point for that round, and then you just continue and do the same thing over and over again. You don't really need to spend $20 to buy a Hasbro version of this. You could just do this at home very easily.
Very much so.
But yeah, Wordle is getting a board game because everything has to have various forms of media nowadays.
Don't you want the official Wordle branded hourglass that comes with it?
There's going to be one with like a special W on the end of it specifically for Wordle. And
got green sand.
Exactly.
See, I like the idea of that game. I never got into it, but like the physical game Mastermind. I played that a lot as a kid. I liked that game, and it's got a lot of that going on with it.
Yeah, see, that's one I've never actually played.
Just little fun little colored pegs, and your grandpa's way better at it than you are.
Of course. Of course.
There's no winning against that.
Yeah, you know.
2 years ago, we heard that EA was working on a new Skate game.
We did?
We did. They announced Skate. What at the time people were calling Skate 4. We now know it is not Skate 4. They are just calling it Skate.
It will always be Skate 4.
So, and
no
it will
one
also
will ever let it go.
It will also be free to play. They announced this week that Skate will be a free to play game that will have, all the cosmetics and microtransactions that you have come to expect and love from an EA game, but no loot boxes, they say. So,
but not paying for a product to get in. So,
yeah.
I guess if you want to throw a bunch of windows and currencies at me, EA, that's fine. I will persevere to play Skate 4.
Yeah. As long as the game is good. That's all that.
Yeah.
I don't.
Because I'll show up for it if it's fun, and if it's just a sandbox where I can go to the tops of crazy hills and throw myself down them, then I'm there.
Yeah.
That's all I care about when it comes to Skate 3 and Skate 4. I just want to throw myself off of the tallest, dumbest thing I can.
Exactly. And, it is the perfect type of game for them to be able to leverage that, microtransaction mess, because there's all kinds of sponsorships. And
that's why it's getting made.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only thing that tipped the scale was, oh, yeah, we could throw a bunch of free-to-play garbage in here. Okay, cool. Do it. Yeah, go for it.
I would assume they decided that because of the Tony Hawk, what was it? We had the 1 and 2 remasters.
The remasters, yeah.
So good.
And then the set that there was plans for like 3 and 4, and those got dropped because of issues. Yeah.
Yeah. I won't.
So I was thinking like maybe they decided to do this with Skate 4 to just get more people in from that audience.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be fine with just only having Tony Hawk 1 and 2 if they just fixed the menus, because it's very confusing, but everything about that game is wonderful and magical and in a way that I didn't know could be possible. So yeah, good.
I'm curious how big the overlap is between a game like Skate and Tony Hawk, because while they're both skateboarding games, they're very different types of skateboarding games.
I didn't get into Skate until Skate 3, and even then it was much later when my brother wouldn't stop playing it.
Yeah. And see, the whole appeal for something like Skate was, I'm going to climb to the top of that clock tower and throw myself off and see if I can land on the ground and not break my neck.
And do a bunch of cool tricks on the way down and maybe land it.
Exactly. Where in real life, I would totally be dead, but this is a video game, so it'll work.
And sometimes I actually want to see how badly I can hurt myself in that game. You do have to put up with Jason Lee's voice, which I'm over that.
Well, yeah. You got to have Coach Frank.
Yeah, Coach Frank's always there.
He's always watching.
I'll just think of him as Brody from Mallrats, and it'll be all right for a little while.
The thing with this is I would probably not play Skate 4 because I'm not a huge skateboarding guy, but because it's free to play, I'm going to at least check it out. And it might be one of those things that I end up really liking, and I'll drop some money on it for the microtransactions, because I generally do that for those free to play games that I end up liking. I'm not going to, it may not be the full $60 that they would have gotten, but I'll drop, 10 or $15 on, a couple of cosmetics or the first season of a battle pass or something like that.
Yeah. I'm usually pretty good about not doing that, but if I get way into something, Clash Royale is the exception. I give them $5 every season.
Yeah, see, I think the only thing like that for me would be Paladins, and I've probably given them like $150 worth of stuff at this point for battle passes and things.
Yeah, I never got into Overwatch, so I never got into Paladins.
So, I chose Paladins because it was a free-to-play Overwatch style game. So,
So did my friend.
and I didn't have to pay Activision $70 or $60 to try out this game that I might not like.
Nobody wants to do that.
So
I just avoid those games I could play. You can play Destiny too.
Yeah, see, there you go.
we should play Warframe. That's a pretty good game.
We used to play that, Tony.
Did that
We
for a little bit.
We did play that for a little bit.
It was kind of fun. I was thoroughly confused by everything that was happening in that game. There was just so much going on, and I basically just I was like, you know what, you guys go to where we're supposed to be going, and I will follow you while doing cool, boosty, runny, fasty stuff that I like doing, and it just feels nice.
Yeah. So, but Destiny is, objectively, I think, is a sort of a better game than Warframe, though.
Probably.
So, lastly, I just wanted to end up with some good news about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that is that the recent release of Shredder's Revenge has topped 1 million sales. And
Excellent.
that does not include Game Pass downloads. That is straight sales, because that probably doubles or triples that just based on Game Pass downloads. I do have it on Game Pass, but I also bought it on the Switch because that game is so good.
Oh man, I haven't gotten to play it yet because I don't currently have Game Pass, but everyone I've watched play it, I'm just thoroughly impressed by that game.
It is if you played that old Turtles arcade game, absolutely you will love this game. It is a throwback in all of the nicest ways to that era of Turtles.
They really add in a bunch of cool features and like quality of life things, and
my chat says the Turtles fund all of their money through a shell corporation. So
you know what? I believe it. You got to follow the money.
On the puns. Thank you for that. But yeah, that game is really, really good. It is. I highly recommend it. You should check it out. It is. I think it's $20. If you don't have Game Pass, it's well worth the price. Especially because it's only a couple hours long. We've finished it 2 or 3 times now at this point. And it's just fun to go back and replay it over and over again.
Yeah, and there's like reasons to do so as well. Like you can level up characters and stuff.
Yes. Give better abilities and movesets and just kick more shell.
Exactly.
Cowabunga, dude.
But yeah, it has tribute.
That's cool.
This is from a blog post, I think, from the developer Tribute Games, and they said they set out to make the ultimate celebration of a chapter in TMNT history that means the world to us, and it's been wonderful to watch the accessible fun of beat-em-ups resonate with longtime fans and genre newcomers alike. We're thankful for all the support and encouragement the passionate Turtles community has shown us since the reveal of Shredder's Revenge, and we look forward to watching players continue to discover the Easter eggs we've hidden throughout the game while chaining together some bodacious combos.
Yeah. Always love a good combo counter.
This one has an achievement for getting a 250 hit combo, which I have not gotten anywhere close to.
Yeah.
I think about 150 might be the highest I've done. So
now, has that 13 game collection come out yet?
It is not out yet. No, comes out in August.
I'm also interested in that.
That was I don't know. It's coming out.
It's sometime soon
this year.
Oh yeah, but I will play that too because I think that's going to have online play for some of that stuff as well. And
ooh,
yeah,
that's cool. Maybe not the Game Boy games, but those are dumb. But I love them.
I own a couple of those Game Boy games and have played them multiple times because that's what you do when you're 10 years old and you own 2 games.
The wonderful thing about those Game Boy Turtles games is they're still made by Konami, and so
that's true.
They still have great music. They still have great dumb gameplay, and so I very much like back from the sewers and Return of the Foot or something like that, I think. But yeah, I will take a game cart with 13 Konami
absolutely.
Turtle games on it.
Absolutely.
Please. And I really
liked I really liked the games that came out around the time of the 2007 movie. The 3D ones weren't great, but that Game Boy game that came out for that was really good.
Okay.
That was very much this same style of sort of side-scrolling brawler, and that I think is where the turtles shine, is in this type.
How could you resist
Exactly.
making one of those?
But playing through this, and I've seen a couple other people talk about this as well on Twitter, is like, this is the perfect type of game for a Power Rangers a game.
Yeah. That would be cool.
And I would love to see that, like an old school
I
Power
would
Rangers
take that.
game.
You could do a lot of team up attacks with that, with your different weapons and stuff.
Yeah. And
Because they would do that sometimes, like, only two of them could like join their weapons to do something dumb, but they would do it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
I remember that.
But yeah, so Shredder's Revenge has done very well, and it is well deserved because they did a fantastic job putting this game together. And it truly is a love letter to that late 80s, early 90s era of the Turtles.
Hear, hear.
Agreed.
But that is it. So we are done with the show for tonight. I may have to go replace some dogs very soon because mine are going to be gone. They're over here making tons of noise, and I'm trying to keep.
You have a cat you can replace them with.
No, I have plenty of cats, so I don't need any more of those. But yeah, so thank you very much, Luigi, for joining us on the show.
Yeah,
tonight. If people want to find out what you're up to, where should they go?
You can check me out on Twitter at Luigi's Apartment, and that has links to my different podcasts, including, if you like Zelda games, check out Chat of the Wild. We play through, we're going through the series in chronological order, one dungeon per episode, basically, and we're almost to Skyward Sword.
Nice.
We're getting close to the end, but as soon as Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, we will kick any game to the side and probably start playing it immediately.
Which version of Skyward Sword are you going to be playing?
I will be playing the Wii version because I try to play the original hardware for when my playthrough of the game. Not for like an elitism thing. I have all of them still. Yeah. So plus I'm sometimes the only one who's playing the original version, and we need like a look at that. So, but there's that. There is Need for Speed Running, a show I do with Bradley Ward from my HyperX podcast network friend, and Jay Hobbs from GDQ, where we look at a different speed game and have guests on from time to time. And so we just had a new episode go up about SGDQ 2022, but also Solar Ash. Which was a really cool game. And you can also check out Remember 64 at Remember 60. I think it's at Remember 64 Show on all of the social platforms. I don't know if we're going to go through all the games, but we're going to hit a lot of them. It's a lot of fun. I basically joined the show after I was like, David, I'm just going to be bugging you every week to be on every episode. So can I hang out? So we've been doing that. We just had a episode about Turok go up, and also Mission Impossible 64 ended up being kind of a sleeper for me. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did.
Such a good game.
It's actually kind of fun.
I have never played it.
It's kind of a proto Hitman.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Trying to do, but they had to scale it way down because they put it on the 64. It started out as a PC game that Ocean just couldn't get out the door, and Infogrames bought Ocean and saw it and handed it to a different team and said, "Get it out the door." But it's kind of fun. It's really weird. I like it. So check out Remember 64. Thank you so much for letting me talk about all the things I do because I'm stupid busy.
Oh, absolutely. We will have you back on as well because our plans for 2v2 race for Double Dragon 2 got postponed, and I'm really looking forward to doing that.
Speaking of things I will drop everything to do, play Double Dragon 2 is one of those things. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
And thank you very much, Ethan, for being here as well.
So do I just need to not play Double Dragon 2 until then?
You